but I also know they're playing the game right now. They have the midterms coming up in a year, so they're playing the game. I get that.
Yeah, let's buy support. Why don't you just fucking do what you said before you came into office? That'll get you more fucking support than anything. Don't fucking bring in fucking all these goddamn Chinese to go to fucking college here. Like, think of all the fucking kids that we've got some of the best and brightest. What's that?
I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to think about didn't he cap how many? If I remember correctly. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just trying to remember what the
I don't know, but one is too many. Look, here's my outlook on it. We all know that the Chinese, they send their fucking youth over here to infiltrate colleges, infiltrate businesses, all that bullshit, get educated here through the best education system in the world, and then take that shit back to China to build up China. Like, why the fuck would you bring them here to do the same fucking thing? You talked all this shit about China and, China, and all this bullshit, and then you're going to fucking just bring them in. Like, there's too many kids out there that are with the current economies and the economies that we've had and whatever their upbringings are, where we've all been fucked, where these are some of the best and brightest that don't have the resources or don't have the family resources to get into a college or go to a college and become doctors and lawyers and fucking whatever else, engineers and all this shit. Like, help out the Americans. Go to them and say, you've got these great GPAs. You've been a great student. You're a best and brightest, like right here in our homeland. We're going to send you to college. We're going to pay for fucking everything. And we're going to fucking get you a job. You're going to go to work for, this hospital afterwards. You're going to do your residency there. Like,
speaking of Asian, check this out. Look what I found.
Ribbon tugs?
Oh, that's for next week's podcast.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Fact or fiction? China testing dispensers that release toilet paper after an ad is watched.
Huh?
Story that caught our eyes claims China is testing new dispensers in public restrooms that release toilet paper only after the user watches an ad. This is true. Dispensers are equipped with optical scanners that display a QR code. People must use their smartphones to connect to the dispenser, which triggers a short ad. When it's over, the machine releases a controlled amount of toilet paper. People who don't want to watch the ad can get paper by paying about 7 cents. Local officials say machines are
taking shits.
Yes. Local officials say the machines are a response to numerous cases of people taking large amounts of complimentary toilet paper in high traffic bathrooms. Yo, Asia's got a shit, bro.
What the fuck? Fucking hell. I've eaten at Chinese buffets. That shit runs straight through you afterwards.
Yeah, that's why you got to eat 30 minutes later.
Oh, yeah. Damn, I never thought about that shit. Fuck.
Oh, man. Talk about a segue.
Yeah. I was just watching something the other day that was, they were talking about the decline of China and how much, propaganda that they're pushing out there, of how strong they are and everything. And it was talking about, because when they were doing the one child law over there and everything, now they're going to have such a shortage because there's such an offset ratio between male and female. And the baby boomers are all getting so old, they're going to be dying and all that. They are going to lose so much of their population, and they didn't have that growth over the last X amount of years. Like, they were saying that they are going to be fucked.
What's funny is not too long ago, when I was scrolling through TikTok, I was watching this podcast, through clips and whatever. Cannot remember the name of it. But it basically goes through a bunch of different conspiracies. Sometimes it's talking about aliens. Sometimes it's talking about whatever. Right. But this guy was interviewing a Chinese woman who grew up in communist China, right, during the one child policy law. And
Yeah, yeah.
she is one of those ones like that one, like the really hot chick that escaped North Korea that goes around talking about, how horrible North Korea is, right?
Uh-huh.
She now kind of dedicates her life to exposing the CCP and everything like that, because people say like China's great or whatever like that. Like, no, China is fucking China for a reason, right? Um, well, she was going on about kind of what you were saying, right? She was saying that during the one child law, before it was finally I guess changed, and then how we have always grown up saying how many people are in China,
Mm-hmm.
how many, like, how growing up, how many have it always been told, like, just throwing, like, there's always been a number that always circulates around in your mind, whether it's on movies or people just saying like,
I
what's the
don't
number
know. I
that,
don't fucking remember.
dude, I hate you so fucking much. A billion. Everybody always says there's a billion people in
Oh yeah,
China.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
God, I fucking hate you. She always said that that number has never been true.
Yeah.
Because if you think about the one child policy, right? And then the
Mm-hmm.
very high government, rich people that are the only people that got permission and waivers to have more than one child, right? Because you would have to get permission from the government to have more than one child during that point in time, right? Um, and any and everything that came to census or whatever like that, of course, where do you get that from? The government, the fucking communist government that's putting out what they want you to know. And so she was saying like the real estimated numbers are estimated to like they think that it never went over probably like kind of what we are in ways, like a few hundred million, you know?
Really?
Yeah. And that there's no possible, and like you were just saying, like there's no possible way that it could have gotten to a billion because the
Mm-hmm.
math doesn't add up to for population replacement. There is no
Oh yeah.
possible way that they could have done that with a one child policy, because you got to think
Oh
about
yeah.
it. Every family, for a male, he wants a son. He wants a son to carry on his name. Okay. So what happened to all of the girls? Girls got to have girls are the only way you have children. So what, like, if you're only having one child and you're wanting to have a son to carry on the name and the legacy of your family, what happens when you have a girl and, and then the people aren't wanting girls, like what, the math doesn't math.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but no, I essentially what they were saying was that here in the next, 10, 15, 20 years, China is going to be completely fucked. Which it was saying that that's a big reason why they are so big on stealing data. And it was saying that they don't have any new innovations over the last 30
No,
years.
they have to steal all the
You know,
proprietary stuff from us.
yeah, yeah. So it was saying that, they're really fucked, like really, really bad. And that's why that they're pushing for so much world control and trying to get it into other people's fucking shit
Their
is
100-year plan.
because yeah, they're kind of fucked whenever you look at the big picture of everything. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
That, I
that's
mean,
just
that
fucking
isn't that
crazy.
isn't less that doesn't lessen the threat of China whatsoever, but it does
No.
take China as a threat in a little bit different context, because then you have to look at it. You can look at it of one of two ways, right? And just this is my perspective. You tell me what you think, right? Now you can keep looking at China as the big boogeyman in the closet, with so much and everything like that everybody's just afraid of, right? Because
Hmm.
they are a monstrous beast just sleeping and you don't want to awaken them. Um, and they can either one wait you out, right? Because they're one of the oldest living civilizations in the world, right? And they've never been about outside conquest, because you don't, not like England and stuff like that try to conquer the world and now they own an island that's barely the size of nothing, right? Um,
I disagree because they were known for imperialism.
not necessarily, because think about it, they built a wall to keep people out. So they essentially found what they found their piece of land. It's a pretty big ass piece of land. Not to say they didn't venture out, but their focus when it came down to it was what they had in that moment, and that's why they started building the Great Wall to keep people out.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they weren't big on conquest to conquer more outside. Now they're about getting in their fingers and everything now, right? So, like I said, you can look at it in two ways. Like they can just wait you out, and you don't really have to, okay, they're not going to do anything. They're a lot of big talk. Or if they are in that desperate situation, like you're talking about, right? If they're in this desperate situation of, fading fast, and they need to act, what does a wild caged animal do when it's back to a corner?
They bite the fuck out of you.
Exactly. They might be getting to a point of desperation soon.
Yeah.